caught a glimpse of the mirror, and my skin and my hair are as dry as my faith tends to run. My face came undone a long time ago. I could throw in a joke, something referring to Pablo Picasso, but I think it could still be too soon. I can't look at the moon and feel anything other than dread because of the way I know that I'll feel by noon the next day, and it shouldn't be this way, should it? When I was browsing through souls, did this have to be the one that I chose? Going up against my state of mind like we're cage fighters and blaming my rage on the fact that I'm a writer, I shouldn't point fingers that quickly, should I? And if I could extend my life expectancy by promising to begin again on a more positive whim, would I then win the fight? Or would I still face my demise because I cannot help but find the qualities that qualify as shit that might be despised by myself and those around me? But you're glad you found me, aren't you? I wish I could write something gorgeous for you, I really do. Something about undying love or eternity instead of me getting on this stage and tearing myself into, this is just what I do. And in the strangest way, it makes me strong. This pen has been my only true friend without flaws for so long. And when I'm feeling nostalgic, it's who I tell my war stories and anecdotes to. The poetry is my escape. It negates the effect of my gloom. There is not one person in this room that can be touched because we already feel too much. And the words we write can be described as snowflakes or knives, but they keep us alive, don't they? And it ain't like that comic book shit. We are not here to illustrate life. We are here to define it using the same terms we have learned and held on to. The same way that I hold on to you, hoping everything does not get lost between the lines. There are very sad things in my mind, and sometimes I have to let them escape. But it's okay, and I'll be fine. I always turn out to be, and will be fine, won't we? This is what this is, and will probably always be. I dread the thoughts and the memories and the identity and the lingering residue of what few moments I encompassed with you. When I thought for a fleeting moment that I was capable of bringing about change, because change would kill you, wouldn't it? You're so used to you. Your days are simple science, each one so predictable, so closely compared to the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday compartments and the little boxes of medication where the sick and the dying store their hope in the form of tiny pills meant to soothe and numb and make one forget. But the sick and the dying, they hope like you don't. And every symbol is dismissed, and every word is empty, and every touch is cold, every place is lonely, and every girl is clutter. And we are like old candy now. Remove the wrapper and you find you're not as intrigued as you thought that you were. Because we might taste like age, and pain, and bitter memories, and boys that you don't want to hear about. And it's always, always sweeter when it's fresh, isn't it? I might leave traces, take up far too much space in your bathroom mirror. I might leave my grit and their grime on every one of your polished surfaces. You might worry that the next girls might even smell me. Often I used to think what it is you wouldn't give for a small sample of how it must feel to love and be loved. I am a tiny specimen in a little vial that held the capability to make you feel warmer when you were alone in your bed, at your computer, watching TV, cooking for one, out of that little recipe book on your dresser. But I understand that would be asking far too much. Your words would mean nothing, and I would mean less than that, which is all right, because there was not one time that I felt like anything more for you, and I thank you for this. Because without the ugliness in you, I would feel so fucking artificial.